Before we get into trivia, it's time to throw it over to Mikey P with your Rangers Ed 150, the fastest 150 seconds in the National Hockey Podcast League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rangers Ed 150. I apologize for my absence last week, but I was under the weather and we're back in the game. We got a lot to get through in 150 seconds. Out west in the Pacific Division, Vegas is still atop the standings to nobody's surprise. They're 6-3-1 through their last 10. They had a hot start. They went through a bit of a mediocre streak with the latter half of November. They just had a big OT win against the Bruins. They got a tough schedule this week with the Rangers, Flyers, and a rematch against Boston, so we'll see how they do through a couple tough games in the East. Vegas aside, the Kraken are still sitting in second place, but they have dropped their last two, one to Florida and the second to Montreal. They're also on the East Coast swing with the Caps on Friday and the Kraken on Sunday, so we'll see if they can reattach the wheels and get the cart rolling again. Finally, we're still waiting on the Oilers and Flames to show up to the party, as they have been nothing short of perfectly mediocre in the last couple weeks. In the Central Division, some unfortunate news for the Avs on Wednesday, with Nathan MacKinnon out for 4 weeks with an upper body injury. MacKinnon blocked a shot early in the first period against the Flyers and didn't return to the game. We finally had some movement in the standings, with the Jets claiming first place in the division ahead of the Stars and Minnesota Wild. The Jets had a big win over the Stars, Avs, and Panthers in the past couple weeks, and they've earned their spot atop the division. The Wild have also snuck up into third place after an abysmal start. Good news for Wild fans out there, as Ryan Hartman has resumed skating. For those of you that don't know, Ryan Hartman had a career-high 34 goals last season and was an absolute workhorse on their first line. So he should provide the Wild with a bit of a jump to their lineup. Back east in the Atlantic Division, Boston is still sitting in first place, 3 points ahead of the Leafs with 3 games in hand. Matt Murray has played extremely well through the latter half of November for the Leafs and early December, but he is exceedingly injury prone, so tread on thin ice with Murray if you rely on him for fantasy in particular. And the Leafs, if they do have to rely on Ilya Samsonov for any extended duration this season. Detroit is also sitting in third place ahead of the Lightning and Panthers respectively, but great news for the Lightning, as they got Anthony Cirelli back to their lineup after off-season shoulder surgery. The Lightning have struggled immensely to find any consistency in their lineup this season. With Anthony Cirelli back, mark my words, you will start to see just that, and the Lightning will be back towards the top of the standings in a couple weeks. Finally, in the Metro Division, New Jersey is still atop the standings, sitting at 21-4-1 with a plus 39 goal differential and an 11-1-0 record on the road this season. Carolina still sits in second place, and the Pittsburgh Penguins have been on wheels for the last couple weeks, posting an 8-1-1 record through their last 10. The Islanders have come back down to earth and have settled into mediocrity, which seems to be the theme of this division of late. With the exception of the Devils and the Penguins, not one team in the Metro Division has more than 5 wins in their last 10 games, so pick up the pace, Metro Division. Got some exciting hockey coming up this week, so stay tuned for more updates next week. This has been your 150.